There's some Microsoft news in the headlines right now, and it's all surrounding Halo, everybody. 343 Industries has come out and announced a rebrand. They're now known as Halo Studios, and they have confirmed their switch to the Unreal Engine. They're no longer going to work on their own engine, which honestly I didn't realize they even had their own engine for Halo, but they're now going all in on Unreal Engine because they say, quote, the original Halo franchise was a graphics showcase. It was best in class, and that's what Halo needs to be again. And there are currently multiple Unreal projects in development for Halo. And they released a trailer and talked a little bit about the graphics with some stuff that they've built in Unreal Engine to showcase what the Halo world can look like inside said game. And this is a new vision for them. So they went through and just announced that they're officially going in on Halo Studios. And the way they kind of broke this down is that there's multiple chapters in the Halo story. And the first chapter was Bungie. The second chapter was 343. And now the new chapter is Halo Studios. So they're going all in. The possibilities are showcased. They showed 3 landscapes in this process, the original, and they're just all about making this the best it can be. And in the same process here, we know there's multiple Halo games in the works currently, and yeah, I'm just curious, Austin, what do you think of 343 going all in on Halo Studios?
Big whoop. 343 has not proven itself to be a good studio for the Halo franchise. And I've been watching some people cover stuff on Halo and coming out with information that 343 Studios was denying ex-Bungie developers who used to work on the original Halos jobs because they're like, they have an anti-Bungie, like, they don't want to hire any Bungie. And for some reason, the people at the top feel like they've had their chance. It's done. It's in our hands now. We're going to do what we want with it. And what have they done with it? They literally destroyed the franchise. I gave them the benefit of the doubt for Halo 4. Halo 5 came out, and it was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
And then Halo Infinite came out like, ooh, okay, look, they're trying to go back. They're trying to do something more familiar for everybody. And it turned out to be just nothing, a big old nothing burger. And they did the Master Chief Collection, which had so many issues throughout its whole life cycle. It's just been a mess. And for some reason, Microsoft, like the flagship of Microsoft was Halo. And they've just let 343 Studios run it into the ground with nothing to show. And now they're just going to be Halo Studios. Are they trying to like erase their slate and be like, oh, look, we're this whole new rebranding. We're so cool. We're going to Unreal Engine 5. Well, it means nothing if you can't make a good game. And I mean, even with the Halo show, which obviously I don't think 343 had anything to do with it. I mean, it was just...
No, they were involved in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
But they weren't like creative leads, but they were heavily involved in the process.
Yeah. Another hot pile of garbage. Halo series is canceled. And everyone was telling them with that and with the games, like, this isn't right. And if you go, like, someone... I think there's this guy called Crobat on YouTube, and he posted a video of the original Bungie team creating Halos, like what their whole thought process was and why the game was so successful compared to 343 Studios and what they were doing and how they were approaching making Halo games. And it's just so stark. And I mean, no one respects IPs anymore, especially this stuff. Especially the games that made, this game made Xbox. And it's just sad to see.
Yeah.
So this means nothing to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of I feel like it's a shame for the studio too, because like 343, I mean, this pigeonholes them into a Halo studio now. And it's like I mean, I'm sure, yes, they can go out and make other games if they want to, but the fact they're making multiple Halo games kind of concerns me, because I love that I know it had been a great IP, and there's a lot of interesting, stuff around it, but the Halo IP now does not have the same weight as the Halo IP did 10 years ago. And the fact that they are going whole hog into this rather than building new IPs and new characters and stuff like that is a bit of a sign for me of like a lack of awareness of the industry in a way.
They literally don't care about what fans want.
But it's like, but they have to, because fans
I know.
pay the bills, like that's the thing. It's just like,
it doesn't matter.
I feel like there's going to be a point. Whoa.
It's nothing.
Okay. I feel like it's going to be a point that they're going to see it. 'Cause I mean, obviously Halo Infinite didn't do well at launch. I mean, it's doing better now because like they did fix a lot of stuff with the multiplayer components of it and stuff like that. And apparently they're going to keep developing and stuff. But I mean,
Ubisoft, they look where they're at right now.
Yeah.
It's the same thing here. Like they just don't want to listen. They are so wrapped up in their own. The only word I can think of right now is pride. I guess.
I will say, it's like we haven't seen the effects of what's been happening right now to these companies, because Halo Infinite was a better game than Halo 5.
Yeah.
So they did do better there. Ubisoft wise, 2 years ago, they were bringing out good games. And those games had started development 4 years prior. What we're seeing now are games that started when they were bringing out good games, and they're hearing us complain and bitch about how bad these games are. So we're not going to see the effects of what we're saying now until 2027 or 2028 probably. So it's probably going to continue to be shitty. Shadows might come out and be shitty, but like they can't fix what's already in the can, So it's like I hope that they have been listening, but this really heavily concerns me here in that the language that I've heard around this shift, it's like we need to have multiple Halo games in the bucket. Like Halo does not need to be a multi-game franchise. You don't need a freaking Halo, side scroller and a Halo this and a Halo that. Like, look at Grand Theft Auto. They release one game every like 8 fucking years, and they do gangbusters. Like why not do that?
Success.
Yeah. It's like put a lot of time and energy into making it like as great as it can be. And I mean, we have 6 Halos now. Like we don't need 10,000 more of them. We just need them to be good, Yeah. And they're missing the mark there for sure.
Because there's a lot going on in the Halo universe that can be explored. That if you drop Master Chief, I don't think anyone. I mean, you're gonna have a few people who are like, we want Master Chief. But I don't know anyone who would hate you for going with a different character. Like ODST was such a great game. Obviously, it has flaws too, but for the most part, I don't remember anyone really being upset that you were playing an ODST, like the second most badass, Marine type character in the universe.
I don't know, man. People are pretty pissed off about Ghost of Yotai right now.
Yeah, but that's a girl and this is a guy.
So.
I kid. Well, I mean, back in the day, that's what people were excited to dive into that, to that type of gameplay and be a little more human after experiencing all this stuff as being, a badass super soldier. I think you could do that again. Like you could tell different stories. Like there's a whole like Civil War going on within the colonies and stuff that you could tell. And I guess we're all wrapped up in, I don't know, like I feel like fans would want that. There's a lot of things that fans would want. It's just people don't want to listen. And you see that. I don't have all the receipts right now, but you see the pride that people have, and they're like, no. In a nutshell, it's like the fans just need to enjoy what we put out. Like we're putting all this hard work into it. You just need to enjoy it. And it's like, no, like give us something we want. Like that's how the market works. Like if you develop something that appeals to a large amount of people, people are going to buy it.
Yeah.
Like, even if you happen to have, say, certain things, if you have a really good game, regardless of what people think about you or whatever, anything about you and what you believe in and whatever, like, I think people are still going to buy that game because it's good.
Yeah.
You know? And these games aren't good right now. There's hardly any good games.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, somebody here was saying that they, this name change is really just to eliminate the bad press and bad media, that was under that name. So they're bringing a new name. But I did read this. This is somebody said that the guy in charge of Halo's Master Chief Collection Comeback, who actually like fixed the game and made it better, is the new studio head for Halo Studios. So there is some hope there for people that like the Halo series that, it's not, this 343 is not the same 343 as it was 2 years ago, because they laid a bunch of people off and stuff like that. So it's a different group, but I don't know. It's for me, the naming convention is weird to be like, we are now Halo Studios, and that is our job, is to develop Halo games.
Yeah.
It's like, who else does that? Does anybody else do that? I can't think of anybody else that has like their studio named after their franchise.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, the more I appreciate Steam for just cutting off making thirds for everything.
Yeah.
Like, just they ended on a high. Everyone still remember those games. They love those games, like Left 4 Dead and Half-Life. Like, they haven't been tarnished, and they haven't gone forward. Like, they aren't making them just to make them.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, they'll sell something. No, they're like, we're going to make something that's going to be revolutionary. And I had a problem with that early on. Like, give us what we want.
Dude, I want to get my hands on Deadlock so bad. It's in my library now because they like added it to everybody's library, and it was like, hey, it's here, but like not here because you can't play it. But like everybody that's played it that I've been listening to is like, this is my game of the year. Like I was listening to a podcast today, and they were like, I put 80 hours in this game, and I'm obsessed with it. I'm like, oh, I just want to.
One of my gym friends, him and his friends got early access, and they said they've been playing it nonstop.
Yeah,
but they said the games could go up to 2 hours. I'm like, dude, I'm not playing this game.
Yeah. Well, it's like those MOBAs.
For 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like and then you lose. Like, I just feel like that's super defeating.
Well, that's the tricky part with the World Tour on finals, is that if you're playing the tournament one, like it can be an hour and a half long match.
But you're doing different matches. This is like one.
Yeah, but if you leave,
match.
like you can't, like you fuck your team over. So you don't want to leave.
Well, I feel like you're doing that. Like, you're sitting down to do something.
Right.
That normally is like a 15, 20 minute experience is now an hour and a half, which is fine. But this is like every game you're playing could potentially be an hour and a half.
That's true.
I'm like, I don't know if I could do that. I can't commit that kind of time anymore.
It's like League of Legends, it's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm excited. I am glad that they're moving to Unreal 5 just so that they can focus on like, using a good engine that's like updated, and they don't have to worry about like, formula, because apparently there's some parts of like this engine that are like 25 years old. So it's like they're able to now leverage like the latest technologies. So I'm excited for that. I'm just, I just hope that, I hope they have a team in here now that will actually like do some good shit and actually produce some good content here and get us excited about it again. But I'm not hopeful. I mean, graphics, you can give me good graphics all day, but honestly, like these days you don't have to work hard to do good graphics. It's like Unreal basically it just shits out good graphics. I mean, like Unreal Engine 5 right now is so freaking impressive that like all you have to do is just drop in a bunch of trees and it's like, oh my god, that looks amazing.
I have a forest.
Yeah, it probably took them like 5 minutes. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. AI, hey, can you generate a forest for me?
Yeah, that's the next step. Honestly, it's going to be like, generate me a freaking landscape of whatever, and it's like, here's your world. It's like, go to town. I'm like, damn. So,
well, maybe we can do that. Start making our own games.
I know. I've thought about it, but it's a lot of work. But it is tempting.
Fun to team. That's what needs to happen.
Well, I mean, I got this app I've been using called Cursor, and it's a code editor that's just like the code editor I always use, but it's got AI built into it, and I can leverage different language learning models, so I can like call on Claude or ChatGPT, or I think Meta might be in there. There's like 4 or 5 different language learning models I can use to be like, highlight this piece of code and say, this is not working. I need to add in this feature, and then it'll like output it for me. And you click a button and it like rewrites your code to have that new stuff. And then it does it inside of your editor, or you can say like, hey,
That's nice.
like revise this or troubleshoot this or whatever. And it's so nice.
Nice.
I wrote an app the other day in like 15 minutes. That was like a to-do list app that I could add to-do lists and like set dates and shit in a language I've never used in my life. And I was like, this is awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. So future's here, man. It's gonna be wild.
I know. We got AI robots. We got
graphics don't matter in games anymore.
It
Originality
really
is what matters.
Yes.
Like that's where it's all
Yes.
at, you know?
And we just get slop these days. And they're just like, eat it or don't play it. And the people don't play it. And they're like, why aren't you playing our game? Why you got to be like this? Blah, 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 blah. And then they start attacking fans.
Yeah.
Just like Ubisoft and other game creators.
Dude, that video you sent me of comparing Battlefront to Outlaws made me sick.
It should. I want to go play Battlefront now.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Battlefront also probably the team that made the finals. You know, like that.
yeah.
That's such a freaking, that was a graphical powerhouse back then. And it's so sad that Outlaws that came out this year looks worse than Star Wars Battlefront that came out in 2015. 9 years ago. Like, what the hell?
It's their practices that they do, you know? It just like it. I was watching this video of like, anyway. Yeah, there's like no more good people in Hollywood because they have forced all the good people who actually care about what they're doing out to put in diversity and all that stuff. And it's the same in video game industry. It's just force them out. Doesn't matter. Like no one cares. It's like I don't care who you are, what you think. Like just make a good product. I just care about what you're doing and you know make the best thing possible.
Well, you know, it's kind of
not like that anymore.
Kind of good is that, you know, whereas in the film industry, like if you make an indie project, like it's gonna be really hard to kind of reach mass audiences.
Yeah.
There, but if you make an indie game in our industry, like Balatro is a good example. You know, it's like it can blow up and like become this huge thing, which I think gives me some hope.
What was the Pokemon one?
Power World.
Power World.
Yeah.
Blew up.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this industry. It's
Which
like,
Balatro's on the iPhone now.
oh no,
It's been bad, man. I'm back into it.
no wonder you're not doing
Like, oh shit.
Marvel Snap.
It's so bad. It's so fun. Anyway,
That's it.
Halo. Graphics are cool, but you know, so is everything else. So come on, 343 Halo. Give us some good shit. Don't give us a bunch of trash. Halo Infinite was a good attempt, but you still didn't pull it off. The game was broken. You got to fix some stuff. You got to give us some good quality. You got to give us some good story. And you got to have co-op at the launch. Come on.
Jeez, I just couldn't believe that.
That was just pathetic. Come on. Do your job.
Do your job.
I'll do mine and tell you what you need to do.
That is our job. You make stuff for us. We are what gives you money.
Yes. You want my money? Do these things.
Yes.
The end.